the society, the tech industry has decided the future is going to be immersive. And if future is going to be immersive, these realities must capture what we want it to be. However, if we are not part of these systems, if we are not building these systems, then some few limited demographics are going to be making these choices on our behalf, which is why we started this revolution, this movement. And this is just the very, very ground floor. I'm so glad that you're with us at this level. And we are going to take this Beyond Inclusion program. This is practically to invite you all so that we can eliminate any financial barrier to entry and to your success, you know? And so just completing this boot camp is not the purpose. The purpose is to make you successful in whatever endeavor that you believe must happen in the immersive domain. So over the course of time, like back when I started cybersecurity, I didn't know whether I wanted to do policy or technical or whatever, but it evolved over time. And I could see like, okay, I really want to connect technology with policy. Likewise, you will evolve into something that you really identify with, that you may want to work with.
We cannot hear you, Kavya.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's
yes, now.
Oh, okay. Were you able to hear me before?
Yeah, just the last sentence we couldn't hear.
Okay. Because I was like, oh my God, I did that whole spiel. So no, seriously, you know, I worked really hard during my grad school. In the early days, I was like, what am some of the stuff did make sense, but inevitably everything just came together. It was like a light bulb went in my head and I was like, okay, I know exactly what the world needs and where my role is. And I think that's kind of what will happen. Just to share with you further, Meta and other partners are coming together. They are extending hands to give you mentorship even after the program is finished, etc., and during the program. So be rest assured, we're going to be through and through together with you in this journey. And now is your opportunity to ask as many questions. One of the questions that I know some folks have reached out in LinkedIn is like, hey, I'm not from UK and US, what do I do? So we'll address these type of questions, and feel free to just, you know, be open, whatever your confusion, questions, answers, all that. We are here to help you to just, you know, enable your success, to make sure that you have all the tools that you necessarily need to become the XR developer, XR professional. And then outside of it, I'm here for anything that you need in the immersive domain, people that you want to talk to, etc. So thank you both, Farhan and Rahel, for leading this and being the educator partner for Beyond Inclusion. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kavya. And also for initiating this initiative. Without you, that wouldn't have been possible at all. And I'm sure that everyone here in the room is also appreciating that effort a lot. So yeah, I mean, we are basically the whole program. Beyond Inclusion, the applications are open now. I'm sure you've all seen the application form already, and hopefully now we've already shared the curriculum link in the chat, the curriculum as well. So feel free to already just make this from the start very interactive and already ask questions. We will just go and answer them one by one. Otherwise, if there's not so many questions, we also have, of course, a presentation prepared over the program, etc. And we can also go over the presentation. And then if questions are coming up while we are doing the presentation, you can also just interrupt and feel free to ask questions. And I mean, this session is really for you, so that you can prepare your application and you're successful there. And yeah, and to just like, make sure that everyone is aware of all the conditions and everything that's going on. So yeah, Cindy has a question. Does the scholarship requires a candidate to be fluent in C# or C++? It seems like there's an assessment that the candidate should take. Yeah, exactly. So basically, you don't need to be fluent. It's just what we are basically testing before you're joining the bootcamp is that you have a logarithmic understanding and that you can basically like, yeah, do a little bit of C# before joining. And if you don't have any coding experience beforehand, there is a free C# coding course. We can also share the link in the chat that you can take. It's around 40 hours course, but afterwards you're definitely able to take the test. It's an easy test. It's not a hard test, especially if you've done the course, it should be easy for you. So yeah, I mean, just like if you don't know any coding, please, as early as possible, sign up for the C# test course. And then you will be able to take the test as well. And the test is basically stage 2 of the application process. So the stage 1 is just a normal basically questionnaire where you're answering a few questions about yourself and your motivations on why you want to take this scholarship and why you're basically motivated to also take the scholarship. And then stage 2 is a C# test. And yeah, if you already know C#, it should be very easy for you. If you don't, feel free to just sign up for the C# coding course, and then you can also yeah, apply and finalize your application.
One thing that I can also add, think of this course, which I also shared the link with you, as like an opportunity to test your resilience. Because this bootcamp will be quite demanding in terms of time, mindset, commitment, because being employable, being job ready is not easy, right? And especially for such an industry like XR, which lots of updates coming, lots of different technical requirements coming up, we created a very nice condensed program for beginner level people. So there are many people who have zero skills, zero coding skills, zero VR Unity skills, have somehow survived from this program and they found a job. So it is already validated program, but they invested quite some time per week and they really concentrated a lot. So if you have other engagements, especially that takes your at least like most of your week, and you cannot even spend 20-30 hours per week for this program, I think it's best that you actually hand over your potential place to someone else, at least for this cohort. That's something that we ask as the first question. As you may see in the application form, are you available between 15th of August till the mid of December, right? Before the holiday season, or before the all the New Year holiday season starts. So we want to make sure that you are committing a lot. And the coding course is the perfect testing evaluation for us, that you show this resilience, you prove that resilience, that commitment, that interest to us. Okay, so that's the most important part. As Rahel mentioned, we expect that you need to spend maybe 40 hours, 50 hours for this C# course in total. Okay, so you have actually enough time. If you want to start even today, you will have enough time till the deadline, which is second stage deadline is mid of July, 15th of July, as far as I remember. So till 15th of July, you will easily finish this if you spend 20-30 hours per week. In total, 40-50 hours per for the whole coding course. It will be more than enough, but we need to see that. And the eligibility test is the tic-tac-toe, like a game that you need to build based on the directions, which is written on the eligibility test. So you can start attempting the eligibility test. Do not start the eligibility test before attempting the coding course if you don't know any coding. Okay, that's important, because you will not be able to succeed. And the good news is we will share the XR Creators Discord. So we have a very nice collective effort from community members that we are helping each other. So you will not feel alone while working on this coding course and eligibility test, you can ask any questions there. We have our mentors and graduates. There are lots of creators there. We have over 3,000 people there. So one person will answer you there in the XR Creators channel. Let's maybe send the Genesis invite, Doğukan, directly Genesis channel invite, so people can see that there's a Genesis channel, which is our coding course code name, that you can always ask questions. Let's continue the questions.
Yeah, the next question is basically about the countries. Yeah, so basically, obviously, this program should continue in the future. Of course, it all depends on our partners and of the sponsorships that we can gain. Right now, we have the sponsorship from Meta, and we're very thankful for that. And right now it's limited to US, North America, Canada, and European countries for the applicants. That's all basically based on our hiring partners. So since we have the best network in these countries, it's right now still limited to these countries. However, we are really planning on expanding that, on going to expand basically globally to allow everyone to discover this career for them. And that's our vision long term. So if you can and if you have time, we really encourage you to already apply today. We are keeping these applications on file, of course, and then you may be eligible for the next cohorts. So especially for the C# test, I mean, it always makes sense to actually start learning, and it can also help you, of course, in other parts of your life if you already know C#, right? So yeah, please, I'm inviting everyone from wherever you are to already sign up for the C# course and to already actually work on your application to improve it as much as you can. And yeah, so that you're basically, if you're not from Europe or North America, that you can become eligible for the future cohorts we are hosting.
Keep in mind that we are keeping the record of your application. So whenever we need people from different regions, that time will come soon with the help of XRSI and other partners. We will look at your application, even though you apply today. Okay, so don't hesitate to apply, even though you are not in this priority regions. So, but without being successful on the coding course and eligibility test, it doesn't matter which region you are. It is not possible to join to this program. So I recommend that you already start this journey with us, understand what's going on, become friends with the people that is starting the same journey. So I think from my perspective, by being here, you are already starting your journey, at least in our free available platforms, courses, you know. So just start enjoying. Maybe first you will learn by yourself, you will self-learn most of the stuff, but believe me, it will be really helpful for you, for your journey, and you will meet with amazing creators like you. Okay, so we are happy to welcome you to the XR Creators Discord server, which has been shared. Another question?
Yeah, so if you have taken XR classes prior, are you still eligible to apply for the scholarship? Yes. Yes, I mean, there is no, I mean, why wouldn't it be open, right? So of course it needs to make sense for you to take this XR bootcamp. If you're already an XR developer, you might not want to go through a 5-month program because you know most of the stuff already, right? So obviously it depends on what type of XR classes you've taken prior. Our XR bootcamp is a little bit coding and prototyping heavy. So it really depends on the type of classes you've taken beforehand, but just decide for yourself if it makes sense. But for us, it's not a criteria we are looking at in terms of scholarship.
We will not look at, I mean, for us, the most important part, we are looking at how quickly you learn new things, okay? How you are committed. Your previous XR coding experience will not help the evaluation of this program. If you are asking me, we have received a lot of applications for our paid programs, right? And there were many people with XR certificates, Unity certificates joining our program. They always start from the beginning even. So as Rehan mentioned, our program is quite like a little bit unique program, I would say. This is, as far as we know, like almost like one of the very few opportunities that can bring you to a job readiness opportunity. So that's why it is probably the most demanding program on the whole XR industry right now. So even though you have another certificate or XR industry like related training, we would definitely consider this, but this will not help on the application process. It's just for us to understand your capabilities. If you have an XR experience and already working on an XR company, this is different because we want to really make you employable. If you are already employable, of course, our priority will be definitely less, at least on the XR side. You can be employable, of course, on any other thing, but if you are already not finding a job on XR, this is something that we want to help you, right? Finding your next job on XR space. So that's why we need top level committed people here. Whoever you are, whatever region you are, we just want to make sure that we work with the most committed people so we can create an inclusive metaverse.
Yeah, so how many scholarships will be awarded? For this first cohort, it's going to be 15. And then we are planning to have 100 people next year. We hope we can achieve that with our partners.
So if you know any partners or any companies who are open to have diverse team, we are always open to, we are always open to have more partners.
Does having a full-time job disqualify one from the scholarship? No, of course not. It's just you, of course, need to plan for yourself. That's what we're always saying, right? It is a demanding program. It is a boot camp. So you need to really plan for 4 to 5 months to have 20 to 30 hours per week, which you will basically spend on the boot camp. So obviously you can do that if you're, I mean, I think your employer should be aware of this program that you're taking it because you may not have as much time as previously, right? But of course you can spend your weekends, you can spend your evenings with the boot camp, and then it should work. I mean, we have lots of people which took the boot camp previously, which also have full-time jobs at the same time. So it's just an organizational question on how you can basically manage both at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, many people graduated successfully and found a job as well. So one thing that I would maybe suggest that you may consider for application, our program is quite, how could I say, full-time worker friendly or full-time student friendly as well. So if you have a full-time job, you can still join this program, because our program, we have a lot of live sessions, but not everything is on live. So there are lots of on-demand and pre-recorded lectures, and most of the stuff that you will invest time will be your assignments and project based. So this is actually a program that you can manage your weekly schedule by yourself, except maybe 2-3 hours of live session participation commitment. Okay, so don't worry that these whole 20 to 30 hours that you need to be on time on specific day time, because maybe everyone is from different time zones. I could also consider that there might be some concerns about that, but don't worry about that. We are really making it as accessible as possible, but we have live mentorship sessions that we expect you to join, especially if you are having difficulty on solving assignments. Since we are talking a little bit about assignments, let me explain this a little bit more. Maybe if you see in the brochure, we have easy, medium, hard assignments. So in order to graduate successfully from this program, so we can together look for opportunities for you, right? As an official graduate, first you need to have the high honors certificate, okay? In order to have high honors certificate, you need to finish all easy, medium, hard assignments. If you don't, you are failing on this program. Even you miss one, you are failing. So this is really a demanding program. Don't worry, the time, if you commit enough time, you will definitely make this happen. And don't worry, we have a lot of almost unlimited mentorship support, live or asynchronously through Discord, you know. So throughout your bootcamp process whenever you are being selected as one of the scholars. We will join forces and we will do a very nice job together. But we have to see that you are committing enough time and effort. That's very important. Okay.
Okay, next question. Do I need any equipment other than phone for this program? Yes, you do. So it's basically XR development, right? And you need basically a PC, a Windows, preferably a Windows PC that is capable of running Unity. If you look into the curriculum, there's actually in the end, there's an FAQ page where it's explained. So, and also of course the headset where you can try your VR apps that you're developing, and we recommend as the most affordable option, we recommend the Quest 2 headset. So yeah, but that's also written in the curriculum. So please feel free to check that out. Then next question, why scholarship?
But this is one question. We will not look at if you have headset or not while you are, because we are asking this question to you, but this will not be our evaluation criteria. Okay, just to let you know that don't worry if you don't have this headset or PC, it will not be our selection criteria. So this is something we somehow manage afterwards to find, if you are that committed and you are being selected, we will find a way. But don't feel like, oh, I don't have a PC, I don't have a VR headset today, this will affect my application process. No, we will not look at, because these things can be easily findable secondhand, or even like renting, etc. There are lots of options out there which we can even support you if necessary. But we have to first see that you commit on the coding course and the eligibility tests.
Yeah, why scholarship is just need C# skills? Can you please share more information? So I'm not sure if I understand the question correctly, but I think there is a misunderstanding. So basically what we were talking about before, it's the C# test, right? And that's just one of the eligibility criteria, that we're testing your ability to basically upskill quickly, to take this free course, to pass a test, right? Or that you basically have already the basic skills that you need to enroll to the bootcamp. But of course, inside the bootcamp, you will learn not only C#, but you will learn, of course, Unity, and you will basically learn all the skills that you need to become an XR prototyper and to become hireable by companies in the XR space. So
it's like, we are always giving this answer, right? So if you have two options, either you can learn by yourself everything in the next 2-3 years, but it will be a little bit painful process because you may not have supervision, you may not have the right resources, right? Or you can join our program and spend 5 months, a little bit demanding 5 months with us, a little bit maybe like tiring 5 months, and then you become employable and you will have 4 prototypes, 1 MVP at the end. So if you would like to go through this path, we would love to support you by any means. But please keep in mind that this is quite a demanding program. So the creation of portfolios requires you to become self-capable prototyper. So at the end of this program, because there are many no-coders here, I guess, or designers who are asking, oh, how I will survive from this program? They are really developer ready? No, we are actually teaching from 0 level. Even the coding course, you will see we are starting from the 0 level. But the critical thing is we want you to be self-capable of prototyping your own ideas, right? Maybe you have amazing ideas and we want to make sure that you prototype. So you will not become a full-fledged, full-stack XR software engineer at the end of this class, because it will definitely require at least 2-3 years of training, 5 years at least minimum industry experience. So we cannot achieve that in that very short 5 months period. But what we are aiming is there are lots of XR prototyper roles out there, and you can actually build on top of your existing subject matter expertise. If you are focusing on education, medical or manufacturing, engineering, design, visual design, art, we would love to bring XR prototyping skills and scripting skills on top, and then let you make use of your already existing superpowers. That's what we are aiming.
Cool. So next question. So when are you going to open the scholarships EXA Bootcamp for Latin America? I'm living in Mexico, but I'm from Spain. So I mean, for you, it's a different situation, I think. The problem with our hiring partners is mostly that they want to hire in countries where they don't have to go through like a visa process, right? Because that's a super complicated and very expensive process for companies. So basically, if you are from Spain, you're actually already like, I mean, it's not a problem for you to apply to European companies, right? So I would still apply because I mean, there's definitely companies in Europe which are also open to hire remotely, right? So if you are from Spain and you have no problems being hired in Europe, then I would still apply, and I wouldn't see that as a problem actually. And yeah, and as we have said, of course, we are looking for further sponsors for more countries. Yeah, we hope that we can open it globally next year.
So don't hesitate to apply.
Yeah, I have completed C# coding course and I'm working on the test. If I'm unable to fail the tic-tac-toe test before 15th of July, can I still qualify for the scholarship? No, unfortunately not. That's really like it's very important that you pass the test. So even when, I mean, for the paid program is exactly the same process. You cannot enroll to EXA Bootcamp if you fail the tic-tac-toe test. So, I mean, you still have time. You still have until 15th of July. So I would just encourage you to work on it.
What we can do is if we see that you finish all the quizzes, assignments on the coding course, and you finish the eligibility test afterwards, okay, our team will check the test results. So there might be a chance that we can, since we see that you are that close to the finish line to finish the test, if we see this kind of like a small gap or small like one more effort or step needed to finish the test, we would definitely approach you. Okay, so don't worry if you are already doing a very nice job and you are almost like finishing the test. Our team will definitely reach you if you are also eligible on the diversity and inclusivity. Like if you are part of an underrepresented group, we will definitely reach you, and then we will make sure that you are aware that your test is the only how would I say blocker against your successful application. Okay, so if you are, of course, your test result is closer to the successful result. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a test for yourself, right? You should, I mean, please don't give it to a friend or let someone else do it, right? Because that will not help you, because if you're not able to do the test, you will really not be able to do the bootcamp. So it will be also like a waste of a space for someone else who would be able to succeed in the bootcamp. So please do it yourself, try yourself as and take the opportunity to, to ask all the questions you have about the test in the Discord server. And I'm sure you will make it.
Yeah. Make sure that in the coding course, give your real name, so we can, because we can also see all your progress in the coding course, right? And we are also looking at Discord server, right? We are even comparing your current situation, and then we are even comparing your progress there. So whatever you do in the coding course is already being monitored by our team. So I just want to make sure that we have to see your progress, you know, your upskilling, even your self-upskilling, even this in the next 2 weeks. So that's also a very nice opportunity for you to test yourself.
Yeah, and then hi Gina, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. What happens if we have some specific dates we cannot be online starting August 15, for example, if we know we have a full day family event or we know we have to travel? So basically what we are usually doing in the beginning of the course is that we are getting together with all participants, right, with the whole cohort, and then we are agreeing together on the dates and the times of the live classes, right? So most of the course is basically you have an online learning login environment where you're basically logging in, watching the recordings, and then you're doing the assignments by yourself. You're asking on the Discord asynchronously whenever you have time, right? So if you have like one day events or something, I mean, usually that's not a problem. You know,
Yeah.
obviously you shouldn't go on a 3-week vacation, then you will get too much behind. But yeah, I mean, if one day, like it's like really the exact schedule, the exact live classes when they're going to be, they will be decided on together with the cohort. So so we can definitely make sure that everyone is available at most of the dates. Obviously, you will never be able to attend 100% of the live classes, but the live classes mostly anyways are for you to ask questions to our mentors. So and the lectures, really the content is already in the learning environment recorded, and you can watch it by yourself. So that I wouldn't take that as a point of against the bootcamp.
Yeah, there's no problem. I mean, think of like that. Our red line are assignment deliveries, right? If there's a specific deadline, due date, time, and if you somehow manage to deliver easy, medium, hard assignments before the weekly due time on that specific day, no problem. We would, I mean, to be honest, like we are a little bit saying like it's a demanding class, very difficult. We don't think like that. It's like really actually quite a nice environment. There's actually a few of our graduates and mentors here. Maybe they can also tell a little bit advice. But what I would say that as long as you commit, we are your best friend, okay, in the class, and your other fellow student cohort members also, they will be your best supporting partners, okay? We just want to see the commitment, and we need to see that before the application process so we can evaluate accordingly. Ian is with us. Maybe can we maybe give a few minutes to Ian, because he's the one who is as a first student and then now as a mentor being part of with the students all the time, and he's actually one of our pioneers in terms of beyond inclusion. He's really into all the diverse communities. Would you like to introduce yourself, Ian, and give a little bit of advice for both evaluation process and the bootcamp itself?
Sure, thank you. So yeah, hi, I'm Ian McKenzie. I'm a software engineer. I work on medical devices, specifically CT scanners. A couple of years ago, I took our bootcamp's courses for, it was a different series of courses just for doing like hand tracking on Oculus Quest when it was brand new and nobody else was doing it. And then so now I'm mentoring with the foundations course. So I'm really excited to be helping out with this program because it is, I'm a firm believer in being able to quickly learn the skills that you need to and get into the industry. There's a lot to be said for moving quickly and failing quickly through this course. Yes, there are like moments of failure, but they're always like an opportunity to learn through it. I've even seen, so through some of the people I've met in the course, like I saw questions in the chat earlier about, I'm like a 3D artist. Like, is this something that I would be able to transition into? I've seen people come in at like they've done a little bit of code before, but not much, or never touched Unity or C# for sure. And they sat down and they started working on the Genesis course, and they really committed to it. They wanted to learn. So they spent the weekend, and over the course of 4 days, they were able to go through the Genesis content and complete that tic-tac-toe puzzle. They did, granted, they like gave up their weekend to do it, but that was they were able to push through and learn everything with the content of the course and with the support in the Discord channel and messaging mentors like me for help. We're definitely here to help you. It could be that it is possible to go through and learn it. So we're here to support you for learning that.
How about the commitment? I mean, how they can succeed in this 4 months or 5 months program? What is your advice?
Really, so if you have, it's something that if you have the passion for this, if you have fun with making things, or you have these like dreams and things that you want to create, that is something you can bring to the course, and it gives you a lot of energy to go through it. So be consistent. Like if it's something that you really want to do, you have fun with it, that is going to drive you every week to like get the assignments in, to internalize the knowledge and make it something that you'll be able to use.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next question. I live in the UK, but I'm not British European. May I still eligible to apply? I mean, anyways, we are encouraging everyone to apply, right? Because like of the future cohorts, and especially for you, you live in the UK, right? So you're eligible to at least find work in the UK. I think that's okay. You know, like there's a big network we have also in the UK. So I don't see any issue there. I'm not American, but I live in the US and will be eligible to work in the US. Am I still eligible? Yes, that's perfect. If you're eligible, I mean, then you're also resident. I think in the questionnaire, we are only asking for residency, right? So I think that sounds like you're a resident in the US. So definitely you're eligible to apply.
By the way, one point, like there's a chance, okay, we are not, of course, guaranteeing anything, but there's a chance even we may open another cohort, even this year for global, like anyone around the world. So I strongly recommend that you see this as like a growing cohort, you know, so whatever you apply now will be always taken into account eventually in the next couple of months. So I would not hold myself to apply, you know, even though you are not resident of Europe, US, or you are not part of these countries, because we want to make it a diverse metaverse, right? So for us, this is very important before any other company. So you cannot imagine how much we are pushing the companies. But as we mentioned, this is a workforce development program. It is not only a scholarship. This is really workforce development. And we have to make sure that there are at least enough remote opportunities, you know. And the good news is XR is one of the few industries with lots of remote job and entry-level opportunities, internship opportunities. So we would like to bring it into action. And we will also have like job fair and other stuff. So all your application process or of all your progress here with us, at least with the free programs now, and then with the other foundations and prototyping, you will maybe be taking like attention of first our mentors and then potentially recruiters. Okay, so think this as a first step towards your XR career.
Okay, next question. Are you going to get your hands on the dots issue? To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you can explain in the chat.
I think that's Unity Dots.
Unity Dots, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the issue? I mean, okay, maybe you can just explain in the chat. If I want to use VR in my research at the university, do I have a chance to get the scholarship? Yeah, I mean, if you're like the only requirement really is that you are from an underrepresented community. So if you can explain that in the application forms, that you're from an underrepresented community, that you can basically make the industry diverse and inclusive, then you're eligible, right? That's like basically our only requirement, because that's our mission, that's our vision, as Kavya already explained, that the industry right now is not diverse.
That's our bootcamp.
So please feel free to apply.
Information.
So we
have this like scholarship where you can go for.
You're asking. No, okay. So will the bootcamp allow us to create our own game experience with help from other programmers, devs, or do we have to do it all on our own?
Okay.
Yes.
Should I explain quickly?
Yeah, sure.
So that is the perfect question that will help us to explain what we are trying to achieve here. This is a little bit different program than any other program maybe you have seen. We really want to make you like really be by yourself and solve your own problems. So it's not only learning Unity, VR development, lots of tool sets, etc. This is something that we are doing good in a good condensed format. But we want you to be also learn how to troubleshoot by yourself, how to debug things, you know, how to solve your problems, because XR is so new and rapidly evolving. Like look at like how many headsets are being announced every year, and look at the Unity updates coming every year, right? you cannot, like as a senior XR developer, Ian can give some maybe stories about this. Like as a senior developer, you are having hard time sometimes because something that you are not even understanding what's going on in the error. Why? Because not every platform is directly natively working integrated each other in the most seamless way, right? So we want you to hack your way through. So this hacker mindset is the most important part. So if you have joined any hackathon or game jams, etc., please write that on the application because it will help us. It doesn't matter if it is game related, Unity related, it doesn't matter. It can be any other hackathon, or share something that you are proud of that you have built by yourself. This kind of maker mindset, hacker mindset people we like a lot, okay? And as you ask the question, that's the perfect time now to explain. We want you to be self-capable. And believe me, your next recruiter will also appreciate that if you have this kind of opportunity. So in the prototyping phase, you have 1 week for every different use case, which you can select your own use case to finish your prototype. And in 4 weeks, you will finish 4 prototypes. You will do by yourself. The only thing that we will help is we will assign you 1 technical mentor, 1 PM, project manager. So you can actually ask questions to them or take support from them, but you are all alone. You can always take support, supervision, but you have to build your own prototype. In the MVP phase, it's a little bit different. You are joining forces with other team members. Then you are learning how to build a XR app game in a group setting, so this is something that we want to also simulate XR game studio or XR enterprise studio environment. So this will all help you while you are being recruited by any company, and companies will appreciate the portfolio that you are creating by yourself. Because keep in mind that when you have the first interview, which we will also help you how to become successful in interviews with mock interviews, you have to explain the project that is available on your portfolio. If you cannot explain that in the best way possible, it doesn't matter what kind of project you have. They will think that, okay, this person took support from someone else doing that, or they don't understand why they are doing this. So this is important that you get already this mindset before the bootcamp ends.
Okay, so next time, please share the link which courses are covered in the scholarship. So there's just the XR Bootcamp, the XR Foundations and Prototyping Bootcamp, which is covered because the vision and the mission of this initiative of Beyond Inclusion is to increase diversity and inclusion. And that's the bootcamp is the only way how we can do that, because by basically making people job ready and by also placing people into jobs, especially underrepresented folks, underrepresented talents, that's how we can reach that goal. So it's only the XR Bootcamp which is covered. And of course, I'm sure Dokan, you can share the link of the bootcamp.
I mean, we have intermediate and advanced courses. Maybe you are asking that is the reason that you are asking that. For this kind of courses, it's really not accessible, right? Because you need to have enough Unity VR development knowledge. So we don't want that. We want this program to be accessible to anyone, whatever background, whatever knowledge you have before, as long as you have the passion, commitment, we are always opening doors. So this bootcamp is probably the best choice for us to start.
Yeah. So, I mean, that also answers the next question. Is it possible to obtain a scholarship only for an MR course using HoloLens 2? Is it also necessary to perform the C# test in this case? I'm a full-time employee of my university and I would like to deepen my knowledge of MR integration and transfer knowledge to our students. No, that's not possible. I mean, we have lots of professors and teachers from universities joining our paid courses, and usually there's no problem with the universities actually paying for that. So I would just, in your case, I would just ask your university to pay it, and usually that works out.
But one thing that I can tell you, I don't know your level, of course, but the things that you are learning in our program will help you whatever you build, because we are teaching. So we are using Quest 2 and Unity with a PC, because this is the most developer-friendly environment for quick, rapid prototyping and iteration, which is the most important core knowledge for companies, right? For becoming employable. Don't worry about the platform that you are building for. If you have the core knowledge with us, you can build and you can learn for any platform. There are even some students in the prototyping phase, based on the knowledge that they learn on the foundations, they are even building for MR, okay, or for AR as well. So we are focusing on Quest for now, just because it's developer friendly, not because of partners or anything. But this doesn't limit you to prototype on different devices. So literally, you can prototype on 4 different devices at the end of this beginner program, as long as you have enough knowledge. Okay, so definitely this is possible.
Will we learn to use 3D and animation programs too?
No. This is, if you would like to learn animation art, we are not good at animation and art as our trainers. This is something that I would like to say to set the expectations. There are amazing animation programs, digital art programs out there. They are doing an amazing job. I'm sure that they have maybe free programs like us. So just join any of them. We will not help on the art side, but definitely, if you have artistic skills, if you don't have artistic skills, I could tell you that your artistic skills will increase eventually, even with us, even though we are not teaching officially, because when you are prototyping, you need to have an eye of like how to build a virtual environment, how to create objects. I know, Ian, would you like to, because Ian is also part of MIT Reality Hack as well. So he is also witnessing people who are maybe programmers or not art background, but they also need to use some art assets, right? Anything you want to add to this question?
Yeah, I think it definitely ties back to what you're saying about being having a problem-solving mindset, where at a certain point it becomes a matter of the tools that you choose to get it, that you choose to the tools that you pick in order to succeed. So for instance, in the course, we're teaching how to use like ProBuilder, which is integrated into Unity, so that you can get a taste of doing 3D modeling. If you have familiarity with other programs like Blender and whatnot, that's maybe the more evolved version. But as you like start to go through developing and creating, you'll say, oh, I need a model, or I need to modify the model that I have to suit a certain need. And then those skills of being able to quickly adapt and solve problems, regardless of like, oh, I only write code or I only work on 3D models, like the lines will blur a little bit in a way that makes you much more like talented and useful. You can solve all sorts of different problems using the tools in this course.
Great. Thank you. Can we also help other teams with a specific skill set? Like if I'm a 3D artist, can help model for someone else? I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but like when you're part of the bootcamp and it's going to the MVP phase, then if you have additional skills, that's definitely really cool, because then your MVP will just look so much better, right? Yeah. So obviously you will be part of a team, and then you can just add your additional skills you have to the MVP.
And you are distributing tasks, right? This is really like a XR Studio team. So you are distributing tasks. Someone should take the art part. So we will also help you forming the teams to make it as diverse as possible. And the most important part, also inclusive design and making it accessible. So these kind of things will be also very important on MVP, since we try to create an accessible metaverse here. So all of these extra superpowers, in addition to the superpower you are learning with us, will definitely be helpful.
Yeah, this may seem a bit strange that I ask, but can we consider qualification as a migration possibility? I mean, I think, I don't know if I understand the question 100% correctly again, but I think you mean if taking the bootcamp then qualifies you to migrate to another country. And all I can say is that right now, like for this first cohort, we can only accept people where we have a strong hiring network, because our hiring partners, they unfortunately only want to hire people from certain countries, right? Where they don't have to pay for additional visa processes, right? But of course, you can always like take a bootcamp and then you can apply for companies which may be willing to pay for visa and migration, right? It's just always a very expensive process for companies, so that's why companies don't want to do that usually.
But it's all about standing out. You know, if you are really proving with your portfolio, amazing background, companies sometimes be more proactive, but then it means that you have to really stand out among others. I think Kavya has to leave. So there's actually one message from one of our partners that I think maybe we can spotlight Kavya now before further questions.
Thank you, Farhan. And I am totally with Rahel. I used to work for a corporate immigration law firm back before I worked for Facebook back in 2016 that literally flew over all these talented folks from all over the world to work for many, many companies. So these companies have the superpower to fly you over from the end of Earth. So if you are that person that highlights yourselves as the, hey, beyond inclusion, what we would be able to do, and now I want to share with you the message from Rob Sherman. He is the Deputy Vice President for Privacy at Meta. And when we met with him, along with Noble Ackerson, who's the president of CyberXR, and Christina Podnar from Metaverse Reality Check, we had a detailed conversation. Their words are that please let candidates know that we are here for them. If they need to interface with any of our scientists, they can literally, like, you will have the ability to tell us that this is the person I want to talk to. I want to talk to John Carmack. Like, we could potentially make that happen. It's a kind of commitment. Rob Sherman has personally sent out tweets from his personal account, and like, he has shown tremendous support and sort of rallied Meta policy and other folks. So everybody at Meta knows that this intervention is ongoing. And they said we would provide mentorship, one-on-one mentorship. And if you're ever visiting San Francisco, for example, and if you want a tour of Meta, that is something also that can be facilitated. So you could go meet with them one-on-one, talk to me. You can directly message me, or, you know, through the boot camp. All of that is very much possible. By being part of this intervention, you become this part of this grander network. And our hope is just to like communicate to the partners, to the recruitment partners, who you are, what you do, and just make you successful. So that's what Rob really wanted to emphasize, that let's not stop at the money. Let's continue to give them as many resources one-on-one and guidance for what is coming down the pipeline, etc. So there is a lot of support you guys have in the background coming from these partners. So I just wanted to highlight that. And once again, thank you all of you for being part of this movement.
Thank you, Kavya, for your support. I mean, Meta is just the start for this amazing industry-wide initiative. There are many partners in the backend that we are advocating for you, you know, for the people here. So please make sure that we are showing that this program is helping the industry. So your support is extremely important. Every one of you, even though you are selected or not, it doesn't matter. We are already in this journey together. This 60 people here, we will definitely make sure that we will join forces and then make sure that this program becomes a success. So understand from us as well, we are a little bit maybe picky, at least in the first cohort. That's just for the sake of creating like a success stories, you know, and so that companies continue supporting this initiative. And Misha has a question. Misha, would you like to take over the microphone and directly ask a question?
Yeah. I just wanted to quickly also ask how much support do you guys offer when it comes to the kind of like user research and I mean, I guess I know I would do some of that on my own, but like say, like in play testing, especially if say I wanted to kind of take my prototype more seriously and actually kind of market it to a specific audience, for example, right? And, you know, maybe more even just locally in my area, but maybe if necessary remote as well. And then also with the scholarship, if I don't have the time availability to do the scholarship this time, will you have another availability for me to join at a later point as well?
Regarding your first question, user testing for the prototyping phase, since it's a 1 week sprints, you usually have limited possibility to test at least in a larger audience, right? So you can test maybe with your friends, family quickly, or with the people on the cohort, but it is not easy to reach to a wider audience. But the MVP phase is different. In the MVP phase, you have 1 month. You can definitely, if you need support, we have over 3,000 XR enthusiasts and creators, developers in our community. So we can ask them to make tests. Definitely this is possible. But for research purposes, as far as I know, it's a little bit different mindset. You just want to gather data. Again, you can use there are many researchers groups in our Discord server and other Discord servers that we can guide you to make the user testing. And for your second question, as we mentioned, right, whenever we have more partners, we can even not wait for next year. We can even open this year. But again, as long as you succeed in the two-stage application process, I recommend you to already become eligible and wait for the right cohort.
Okay, thank you.
Will there be a recording of the session available? Yes, there will be. We will send it to the registered participants of the Eventbrite event. Is this open to those going down the entrepreneurial path in XR? And I would say, I mean, we love to hear that. That sounds awesome. Of course, I mean, you will do these 4 prototypes, you will do the MVP. So that's all preparing you basically to pitch your own projects to potential VCs, to potential investors, right? So it's a hands-on program, right? So you will basically develop your own prototypes. You will be the developer of your own startup, if you want, or your own company or your own XR studio. But since we are replicating the environment of an XR studio, you will also learn how to manage XR developers, right? So I think it's actually an awesome thing to go down the entrepreneurial path. Obviously, there's other things you need to learn when you want to be an entrepreneur, right? Which we are not teaching, like pitching, like to do a normal VC pitch, right? And to do a business model and to do financial planning, et cetera, et cetera. That's other things you have to learn. But in terms of the technical skills, definitely it's the right path to take.
And product development, right? We are really prototyping is some kind of like a iteration product development. So definitely it will be helpful. And definitely like you don't need to be hired as a success story for us. If you build a company, you already start hiring multiple people, even from the graduates of this program. Of course, this is much bigger success story for us. Or you may want to put your game or app in stores, VR AR stores, Quest store, whatever you find it meaningful, and then you already start earning millions of dollars of revenue. This is also amazing success story for us. So we wish to have these kind of stories. Of course, these things will not happen immediately 1 month after the bootcamp, but we would love to at least guide you to the right partners or support you on that part as well.
Is there a link where we can get a comprehensive list of the criteria? I guess you mean application criteria. I mean, I would just recommend you, we don't have we have the rules and regulations on the XR Bootcamp Beyond Inclusion site. Maybe we can post that link here in the chat. But I would just recommend you to just go through the application form to all the questions, because all the questions are basically being asked for a reason, right? And then you already get an idea of the criteria.
Yeah,
so then I hope we don't have problems with Mac M series processes over Rosetta 2. So basically you need a Windows PC or a laptop. So you will, our experience shows that if you're developing VR with a Mac, you will take much longer than anyone else. So it's definitely recommended to get a Windows PC or laptop.
I mean, your iteration time will be longer than a normal standard process. So this is not impossible, but yeah, it will take more time for you to handle things. Eventually, if you want to become an XR prototyper, eventually you need a PC anyways. But yeah, we can also understand that if you cannot have the PC, if you are okay with this kind of longer iteration compiling times, then no problem.
Yeah, I'm from India. I have completed my graduation. Am I eligible to apply for this course? Can I get the recording link? So I'm just answering that very quickly because we've already answered these questions, just if you joined later. So basically, we are inviting everyone to apply for this bootcamp. It's just like you're not eligible if you're not resident of North America or Europe right now for this first cohort, but maybe in the later cohorts. And we will send the recording link for this session out to all registered participants on the Eventbrite event.
One question maybe I have to point out again. Finishing all the course doesn't make you eligible. There's actually an eligibility test. If you want, we can also share right now that you may have an idea, but anyways, our coding course already guiding you to there, and our application form, as far as I know, is immediately sending an email to you whenever you submit and you need to finish that eligibility test. Let me share this here as well. I mean, it's a public thing anyways. So it's like a tic-tac-toe project that you need to finish this project. Even though you successfully finish the coding course, you need to finish this, because we will not look at your coding course assignments. We will only, first of all, look at this eligibility test, which I just shared the link with you. This is a tic-tac-toe experiment, or like some kind of like app that you need to do based on the skills that you learn. Please, there's also a project file there. Please don't forget to use that file. So it's like you will build on top of that project assets.
So which country or countries are eligible for the scholarship? So for the first cohort, it is US, North America, Canada, of course, and Europe. And yeah, and for future cohorts, we hope to be able to open up to globally. Yeah, will the scholarship be available later as well if I cannot make it for the upcoming one? Of course, we cannot promise anything. We are regularly working. We are definitely working on getting more partners in, but we don't know.
If you are, because the first question of the application form is, are you available, right? If you are writing yes there, you know, it's misleading for us. So we will definitely, if you write yes there and you become eligible, and then we realize that you are not actually available, it will be quite a heartbreaking thing for our team. So I would say no there, but still you can apply, you know. But the first question, please, if you are not available to spend 20, 30 hours, please don't say yes, okay? Because as we mentioned, we really need people who will commit enough. Say no. But you can also take note that except this period, I'm available afterwards, you can still apply. I'm not saying that don't apply. Just say no in the first question and then answer everything accordingly. Okay?
Yeah. I'm from Nigeria. Am I eligible for the scholarship? I mean, not for this first cohort, but hopefully we can open up the scholarship globally later. How much support with user research? I think we already answered that. Yeah.
Any other questions that you would like to take? Maybe raise hand and ask questions directly. We are also open to that. You don't need to write on the chat, since we are in a very nice discussion environment here. Feel free to.
Yeah, there's one more. I have ambitions for building my own startups using XR as a method of specific type of e-learning. Will that help as a motivation for scholarship? I mean, everything that you want to achieve later with XR, and the more specific you are, the more that shows us that you're actually passionate about XR, right? Because that's definitely something we are looking for your passion to actually get into XR, because we want you to succeed. And passion for a subject is definitely something that helps you to motivate yourself, and that helps you to get through the program, because it is a boot camp. It requires you a lot from you. So the more motivation you can show us in the motivation letter, the better.
So if, let's say, if you are eligible on the underrepresented side, we have three main, let's say, items that we will look. Your past, which shows that not related with coding VR, but it just shows that you are a doer, executor, maker. Okay. Second, your passion and your specific goals about the XR industry. Third, your commitment in the coding course and eligibility test. These three will be really heavily like affecting your application as long as you are from underrepresented communities.
Yeah. So then are there scholarship options anyways? Well, the scholarship is only for the XR bootcamp. So for the XR prototyping, the XR Foundations and Prototyping Bootcamp.
Let's share the Foundations Bootcamp one more time, the brochure, for those who doesn't have.
I think we actually got through all the questions.
Perfect. Any other questions that we missed? Would you like to raise hand and ask questions? Any wishes about this program? Anything that you can help? Would you like to help us on becoming ambassador in your own diverse communities to announce this program? Maybe this is the place that we are also asking things from you. So anyone has any, and would you like to be one of the at least organizers and supporters to support this program to spread all around the world?
Yeah, I mean, what we're asking from everyone, right? And that definitely helps us also to acquire more partners if we can show that we have a great reach and that we can actually reach to underrepresented talents, right? So we really need everyone's support to share the message about the scholarship, because the more people know about this, the more people we can show that are actually going to apply for the scholarship, right? And that always helps us to get more partners if we can show that we are able to reach to many, many people. So please, if you have like a Twitter account or a social media account or anything, please just share the message about the scholarship. Yeah, that would just help us tremendously.
So
yeah. Sorry, just a quick thing. And I guess it'll say on your site too, but in the terms of the time zone of the classes, like I'm on Pacific time. So if it's on Eastern time, well, there'll probably be like adjustments for that, right?
We are really European Union or Europe, Central Europe, Eastern, UK, Pacific time friendly. Usually what happens, it's just a practice. It's not a common or it's not a defined thing. Usually it comes to the Pacific times, morning times, and after work hours of Europe. Okay, so usually we are running lots of cohorts so far, and all the time we find a play time slot for everyone that fits. As I mentioned, our program, even though you expected to work 30 hours per week, it doesn't require to be on time on a specific day every hour, right? Only 2-3 hours is needed. And for these 2-3 hours per week commitment, we are always finding common time zone, but expect that it will be highly likely your morning hours. And for Europe, people from Europe or Central European time zone, it will be highly likely after work evening hours. Okay.
There's 3 people raising their hand. Maybe Nina?
Is it a question, or is it something that you want to support your the announcement of the program?
If you have a question, feel free to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to ask if...
Yeah, go ahead. You can talk now. We can hear you. Nina? Okay.
Maybe there's a microphone problem.
Yeah, maybe. Please write to Rahel on LinkedIn if you want to. Okay, there's one more person from Saudi Arabia. Rahel, can you share your LinkedIn so everyone can connect you on LinkedIn to become an ambassador? So ambassador, don't worry, like it's not a so much job, but if you already believe that you are an influencer in your own community or in your own region, feel free to reach us. We will make you an ambassador, and this means that you can reach out more people. Thanks for all your nice messages, Gina and Fernando.
Yeah, I mean, thanks everyone for attending. If there are no more questions, yeah, feel free to reach out to us afterwards, right? And good luck with all of your applications. And yeah, I mean, I hope to see some of you back in the cohort in August.
We have only a few days left for the application first stage. Don't worry, 4th of July is the first stage. So you just need to finish the application form, stage 1, okay? Don't worry to finish the coding course till 4th of July. So the 15th of July is the deadline for the coding course. So I recommend that you already start even this weekend if you really want to get this scholarship. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask on Discord. Let's share the Discord server one more time, because this is important. Yeah, this is the Discord server. So feel free to reach on Genesis server for technical questions. And there's also a Beyond Inclusion channel there. You can ask any further questions for the application process if you get stuck. This is our actually support center that you can always ask questions there. Okay?
There's 15 scholarships for this cohort, and we hope that we can get more partners in the future. Okay, great. Then thanks everyone, and have a good day, have a good evening. Good night.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining, and hope to see some of you in the next cohort.